Is this your school, Alina? New Middle East International School?
No, ma'am.
No.
My school's name is Indian School Salala.
Let me just. Okay, this is someone else. For your. Indian school, Alina?
Indian School Salala.
Yeah, sir. Okay, so 70 marks paper. Let me just see this. Let me have a look at it. Result must not be out by now.
No, ma'am, it's not out.
But entire exams are finished, means rest of the papers also. Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, rest of you. I'm waiting for you. Then only I'll start the class. I'll see this, Alina. Let me see that. I didn't look it. They have shared it with me. I think it was missed in that messages something. I just saw it is there in the chat. Yeah, except for Abir, Alina, and Zainab. Ali has also obeyed the instruction. Yeah, Sabiha and Shaima. I'm waiting. Sabiha and Shaima. If you're there in the class, open the cameras. Okay, Shaima, take 5 minutes. Sabiha, you are not responding. You never respond anyways, but right now also, Sabiha, the meeting, let me just tell you once again for all those who have issue with this, the meeting is already on focus mode, okay? Yeah, Shaima, come. Go offer the namaz and come. This meeting is already on focus mode. Yeah, it's on the focus mode. Means I hope you all, those who have opened the camera, you're not able to see each other. You can just see the icon that the camera is open. I am able to see all of you. So this will be only there because it is on focus mode. So only I'll be able to see you. Nobody else will be able to see you among yourself. So if anyone is getting conscious about that, please do not be conscious about it because we are here only. It's just that to make the class interactive because you people, you all have seen your interaction in the classes. Sabiha, adjust the camera properly, please. Alina, same with you. Adjust the camera properly. This is not just for formality that I want you to open the camera. No, I want this to be an interactive class, and this is the rule. Sabiha, again instruction for you. Please adjust the camera properly. You all are able to see me properly, right? My face is visible to all of you. My voice is audible. Likewise, this should be there for you also when you are replying. Okay, Alina and Sabiha. You have asked for the doubt session, Zainab. You texted them on that day.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me just drop a message also. When did you text Zainab? Same day, last Sunday, I think, right? I'll just arrange it. Let me just start with the class at least. Then I'll do these two things. Alina's question paper and Zainab's your doubt class. Okay. Yes, class. So we had started with gravitation and we were on variations of acceleration due to gravity. So Abir, what was the formula of gravitation's Newton's law? Just the formula.
Yes, ma'am. Could you repeat?
The formula, Newton's law of gravitation.
Gm by r square.
Gm by r square. It's written what is Gm by r square on the screen. I've shared that portion. Gm by r square is acceleration due to gravity. I'm asking the force, gravitational force.
GMM by R square.
G M1 M2 by R square. Correct. Right. Zainab is also right. Alina, can you tell us the value of this capital G? Yes, Alina, value of capital G. Correct, Zainab. Sabiha, value of capital G. Correct. Abir is also right. Zainab, Abir, and Sabiha. Correct. 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. Sabiha, just a slight error in the unit. Newton meter square is right, but it will be Newton meter square per kg square also. Okay, just add that. Otherwise, it's fine. Alina, now you remember the value?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because that value won't be mentioned to you, and it's a very, very basic value that you all should remember. Okay, so just for that, remember. Then we had started with the variations, and one of the variations we have done, that was the height one. Okay, acceleration due to gravity also we did in between, whose formula, as I've already told you, it is gm by r square. And on the surface of Earth, the value is 9.8 meter per second square, which we use as 10 meter per second square. Ali, what is the formula for the height variation of acceleration due to gravity? Ali Mohammed.
Ma'am, I don't remember.
Yes, Ali.
Ma'am, I don't remember the formula.
Why? I told you all in the last class, that before we begin the class, I'll be asking you questions. Still, some of you, it seems that you all have not revised. Can anyone elaborate? This is the formula I want.
G into 1 minus H by R. 1 minus 2H by R.
2h by r. Yes, correct, Alina. Repeat the question. Sabiha, it's about the variation of height. We did one case, no, acceleration due to gravity's variation with height. Its formula. One more thing, Alina. This is the case when the height is very, very less than the radius of Earth. Okay. So if you are asked in the question to mention the variation of acceleration due to gravity at a certain altitude or height, first thing that you all are going to mention is G divided by 1 plus R by H whole square. Okay. This formula. And when you are in the derivation, you have to mention everything. But if you are asked to write about the variation of acceleration due to gravity when the height is very, very less than r, then you are going to mention the formula which Abir has told us, g into 1 minus 2h by r, where we are going to use the binomial expression, because binomial expression has a condition itself. So we can argue it. Okay. Yeah, let's start with the next part. Let me just show you the formulas for those who have forgotten it, so that, see, this is the formula gm by 1 by h plus h by r whole square for when h and r both are comparable. Comparable का मतलब समझ आ रहा है? Means height and radius, both the values are almost equal to each other. थोड़ी सी variation and that is fine. But if it is very less than capital R, if height is very, very less than capital R, then you have to use this formula. These two points are important for numericals. But if the derivation comes, everybody will write from the starting till this step, and you will mention the binomial. Okay? In the derivation, you should do that. Now the next variation is depth. Variation with depth. This is a little lengthier than the height one, but it is also easy. Formula is easy. One thing I'll tell all of you, when we are going to, when you are asked about this, when anyone asks you about this chapter, or even when you are revising it for your exams, all those who have this chapter upcoming in their exams, many of you, I think, have messaged about this chapter also. So one thing, remember, derivations here are important. with height, with depth, with rotation of Earth. These three are going to come. Not even rotation comes, depth and height. This comes a lot as a derivation, correct? But the numericals which you will be getting, numericals will be easier, you will see. Not complicated numericals are provided. You just have the basic formula given. This is the depth, this is nothing else is mentioned. Mass and radius of Earth are not mentioned. That you have to write on your own. Gravitational constant you have to write on your own. Acceleration due to gravity on the surface you have to write on your own, but you are always going to take it as 9.8 meter per second square, unless mentioned. If it is mentioned, take it as 10, then only take it as 10. Okay. We'll see the questions also. Questions are very easy based on, it's just that every time it takes on the derivation. So yeah, altitude, we have seen how the acceleration due to gravity varies. So if you are going above the surface of Earth, the acceleration due to gravity varies. But if you're coming down also towards the center of Earth, means at a depth inside, I'm not saying a small pothole you are digging in and you're seeing the variation of acceleration due to gravity. No. Again, a proper depth towards the core of the Earth. Then also the value of acceleration due to gravity differs, class. Okay. Now, what is the issue? Why I was saying the derivation is lengthy? I'll tell you. Firstly, look at this figure. This is the Earth. This yellow part which I have drawn, this is the Earth. This is the point here where I have marked, which point I have marked, where the depth is taken. Means we have gone towards that point. So this is the depth. Depth is always taken from the surface of Earth. Okay, this is the depth. Because this is in reference to the depth. Depth means you are going somewhere down. So if we talk about the height, you should go up from the surface of Earth. If you are going down, then only it is depth. So always take the surface of Earth. If you're taking the center of Earth, then it will be an altitude only for yourself. Okay. So that is the depth of Earth. Fine. Now, radius of Earth is capital R. This part which I have marked, this is the surface of Earth which is present below this depth point. I'll just draw this separately also. See, if I have this point, it is like this is the surface of, this was the total surface of Earth. This is just this part which is below the point. If see, I'm coming from here. This is the depth. Now this part which is below the depth, that part we are considering. Okay. So that radius won't be capital R. That depth also means the radius won't be the depth. So let's say this is some radius small r. What is the small r? Look in the figure. Total radius is capital R. Depth, total radius is capital R. Depth is R. So this part which is left, this is simply what? Small r is equal to
R minus D.
R minus D. This is R minus D. Good appeal. This is R minus capital R minus D. So it means the radius of Earth which is present here, small r, this is R minus D. In the height, we were taking H plus R. Why H plus R and why R minus D? Why are we not including the depth simply? Reason is that when you are calculating for mathematical calculations, you always have a reference point. And for every calculation, we have been taking the center of Earth as our reference point. Whether it's the height also, we were taking the reference point from the center of Earth. So we had gone to the radius first, and then we have covered that extra height. So total was H plus R. Now also we are measuring everything from the center of Earth. You are going towards the radius and you're coming down to the depth. So whatever is left from the center, we have to measure. That's why here the leftover mass. See, for the depth, if you see, this part is involved within the depth. Which part is left here? It's not the mass of Earth. Let's say this is some mass m dash. This is the only issue which comes in the depth part. Otherwise, the derivation here is also simple. Here the derivation is also easy. Now, if I am seeing what is the acceleration due to gravity here, then this will be capital G, right? Mass will be m dash, not capital M. This is the issue. this won't be capital M because we are not taking the complete Earth. We are just taking a portion which is present within that depth. Okay. So divided by small r whole square. And let's put the value of the small r also. क्या हो जाएगा? G M dash by capital R minus D whole square. Tell me class, is it clear till this step to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, Sabiha clear? Okay. Depth has no radius. Depth is a concentric part. Depth is like this part is the depth part. Okay, this part is the depth. This leftover mass of Earth, where the depth is not taken from the point of depth, this mass, this is M dash, whose radius is smaller. Total mass is capital M, total radius is capital R, just this point. Why? Because it's very, very difficult to take this mass, right? It's very difficult to consider this one mass which is left. That's why it is not taken as depth, because see, this part, if you take this mass, you don't have any reference, you don't have any radius. You can calculate this part, but from what did I tell you? You have to take everything from the center of Earth, right? So from the center, you have to find this length. Then how will you get this part, right? That's why we are considering the mass which is below it. Always consider the mass for depth which is below it, which is the leftover mass. The issue is that our Earth is not hollow from inside. You know, from the geography of your lower classes, you might have heard of and read about the core and the layers of the core of Earth. So you know it's not hollow. There is a particle present which has multiple particles present and which is constituting the entire volume of Earth. So if it was hollow, then we would have gone through this way. Simply R minus D would have been the radius, and that was done. Right now, R minus D, we want the portion. What about this part? See class, gravitational force is always exerted from the core of Earth. Okay, it is always exerted from the core of Earth. It is not exerted from the surface of Earth. If it was exerted from the surface of Earth, then this surface and this depth point, then we would have chosen this. Now what's the issue? Gravitational force is here. So why are we going to perform the derivation for this part? That's why we always take everything as a reference from the center, because the gravitational force is being exerted from there. So this mass, see, we have studied in the starting part that gravitational forces exist when there is a mass present. If masses are present, gravitational forces are going to exert. So what about this mass then? If we are going to consider this concentric mass of depth B, then what about this mass which is actually exerting the gravitational force? We'll leave the main portion and we'll be then jumping onto the part which is not even exerting the gravitation part. Now is it clear, especially Zainab and Sabiha, why we are choosing this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the issue in the calculation part is that we have this part ready in the previous parts which we have done. The mass of Earth was always ready for us. Now we don't have the mass of this. So we have to calculate it. Simply unitary method we are going to apply. What is the unitary method? See, volume of the total sphere of Earth. Okay, total sphere of Earth has a volume. Okay, its mass is capital M. What is the volume of Earth right now? 4/3 pi r cube. Sphere का mass यही होता है, formula यही होता है, 4/3 pi r cube. That is the formula for a sphere. So 4/3 pi r cube is the volume. For this whole sphere, we have the mass as capital M. Right, this is what we have studied till now. There is no variation till here. Okay, total sphere, total mass. So the first step here is that the volume of the mass of volume 4/3 pi r cube means volume of the total Earth. Its mass is capital M. Or you can say V volume has M mass, but 4 by 3 pi r cube, all of you know. That's why I'm taking it directly. For unit volume, it will be unit means one unit. For this much volume, it is this mass. So for 1 unit volume, it should be, well, what we are going to do, I'm just asking the mathematical operation.
4 by 3 pi r cubed by m.
No. Slight error. Operation is right. Values of denominator numerators are different. See, it is like when you have it's like prices of 10 chocolates is rupees 50. So price of 1 chocolate will be 10 by 50 or 50 by 10?
50 by 10.
50 by 10, right? 50 by 10 unit. Yeah, that's why you're going to say, yeah, 5 rupees is for 1. Then you're multiplying it for 10 chocolates and then the total rupees will be 50. I hope everybody knows rupees, right?
Yes.
So now 4 by 3 pi r cube is the volume whose mass is m. So 1 unit will be m by 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, not 4 by 3 pi. It will be then opposite. You'll get even a lesser value. So it will be m by 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay. Now you know for 1 unit. If you have anything for 1, you can multiply it for any number and get the value. If I say 1 meter cube, this is exactly what? This is actually what? This is basically, it is saying this part, this statement is saying that for 1 meter cube of earth, just 1 small meter cube of earth, the mass is m by 4 by 3 pi r cube. For 2 meter cube, it will be twice this. For 3 meter cube, it will be thrice this. 4 meter cube, it will be 4 times. So for now, we can find out for any value, right? But what do we want to find out? We want to find out the mass of the earth whose radius is r minus d. M dash is actually that small sphere, no, present inside the core of the earth whose radius was capital R minus d. So what will be the volume that we require now? 4 by 3 pi r minus d whole cube. So basically mass of volume 4 by 3 pi r minus d whole cube. Will be by 4 by 3 r minus d. R minus d is the radius of the small sphere. Within that big sphere, this we are calculating this small sphere of mass m dash. So now we are going to find this m dash. So mass m dash is basically mass of 4 by 3 pi r minus d whole cube. Now, if you know 1 meter cube is this, so this much will be, what should we do?
Multiply.
Multiply. Correct. You are going to multiply. For 1 meter, you know, 1 meter cube, you know, and if it's simply unitary method, it's just that we have the volume which is very huge, 4 by 3 pi r cube. That's why it is looking a little confusing. Otherwise, anyone who is getting confused right now, just replace it with simple terms. V's mass is capital M. So 1 unit meter cube will be m by v. So for v dash, it will be m by v into v dash, like this. Your m will be m. Older volume will be 4 by 3 pi r cube. And this new volume, v dash, will be this one. If anyone is getting confused. But I think unitary method, all of you have done it in your lower classes. By now, you should get it. I have done it very slowly though. So this will be m by, no, not m by, volume. So it will be 4 by 3. This will be 4 by 3 pi r minus d whole cube. 4 by 3 pi, 4 by 3 by cancelled. So m dash's value is at least with us. It is m into r minus d whole cube divided by r cube. Now all of you have understood how have we got the value of m dash? That is
Yes,
clear?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Sabiha and Alina, clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Now, why we were calculating m dash? Because at the first step we were left with m dash. M dash divided by r square. That was where we were stuck at. That's why we had to do this entire m dash means mass of the portion having the radius this. We were at this step. We were actually solving this. It's that capital R is known. Depth will be given. Capital G is a universal constant. M dash was not the mass of Earth. So that's why we had to do this. Now at least we can come back to it. We have the value of m dash. Let's put it. So new acceleration due to gravity will be, see, g dash will be g m dash. What is m dash? M dash is m r minus d whole cube divided by r cube. So g m dash by small r whole cube, whole square, means capital R minus d whole square. G m dash by r minus d whole square. Here we were already there. Now this will at least cancel this cube. So we are left with g capital M r minus d divided by. Now class, I hope nobody has an issue if I say r cube is actually equal to r square into r. You all agree with this, right? So I can
Yes,
write
ma'am.
this as, yes, r square into r. Why am I doing this unnecessary step? It's just that we have to get our small g fit into our derivation. Now gm by r square, this is acceleration due to gravity. At least now we'll have a simplified formula. What will be that simplified formula? See, g dash is now equal to small g r minus d by r. Let us simplify it further so that it matches with the height formula also. Write these terms separately. G dash. G r by r minus d by r. The divisors are always divided like this, right? This cancels. So g dash is equal to g 1 minus d by r. So see the steps after that m dash were very easy, even easier than the height one. It's just that to get that m dash part, you have these lots of steps. And that's why depth part, depth case, second case of depth is asked even more than the height one. If you see your question papers, past question papers, and if you analyze it, the depth part is asked more. So what is acceleration due to gravity? What is g dash? This is the new acceleration due to gravity, which we have calculated at the depth. What is small g? Small g is the acceleration due to gravity at the surface of Earth. At the surface. Small d is the depth and capital R is the radius of Earth. Okay? Clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Others? Ali?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, write it from here then. Others have also completed writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Just text me done, all those who have. It's Abiha, Zainab, Alina, and Abir Ali. Okay, Alina done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us continue with the question. Very easy question. We are going to do this. G dash is 1% of G. You have to calculate the depth. Very easy. The data is very easy here. G dash means G 1 minus D by capital R. That is what is G, right? Is equal to 1% of G. Means 1% means 1 by 100. Of means multiplied G. Right? From total G, just 1% of G. This is our equation. Now I think the calculation is very easy. G will be cancelled. 1 minus D by R is equal to 1 by 100. So let's find out what is D by R. 1 will be shifted on the opposite side. D by R will be, this is on this side, 1 minus 100 minus 1 by 100, 99 by 100. So depth, very easy. Depth is equal to 99 R by 100. So depth is equal to 0.99. Okay. Write down the question and the solution, please. Then we'll see this graph. Apart from Shaima and Abhi, if all of you will be completing, just keep on texting me done. Once it is done, I'll explain the graph. Sabiha, done? I think now you're only left. Okay. Let us discuss the graph now. See, variation of acceleration due to gravity, we have to check with the height and the depth, because rotation is a different component. It is actually transverse. When we're talking about the height, it is in a parameter which can be a helpful predictor to check up this small r. Why we are taking small r? Because small r is a common term that will just denote the point from the center, whether it's the depth case or it's the height case. If I specifically talk about each cases, so then you can put the values later on. But if I do not take small r, in one place I will have r plus d, in the other place I'll have r minus d, r plus h and r minus d. So that's why it's advisable to take small r. Now see, in the formula of height, when we were calculating this, yeah, this formula, this one. This is gm by r plus h by whole square, means small r is in the denominator clearly. On derivation also, if you see after derivation also, our small r is in the denominator, right? In all these steps. In the depth, if you see here, see r minus d is coming here. Just look at this formula. R minus d, because small r can be extracted at this step only. Further, we have elaborated and simplified it. Okay, so r minus d is here, means r is in the numerator only. So in the previous case, when it was variation with height, it was inversely proportional. Now with the depth, it is directly proportional. So look, this is the graph. Just understand first, then you can copy it. Just listen first. Put your pens down and here. For the height, g dash is inversely proportional to r square, because it is coming in the denominator, and it means with the height, it will decrease. And it is directly proportional within the depth. So this is a point r, small r is equal to capital R, which is representing, or it is showing that this is the surface of the earth, because small r is equal to capital R, exactly the surface, right? And then r is equal to 0 means the center. We have reduced that r small r to back to 0. So from the points between small r equal to 0, that is the center of earth, to the surface, it will be considered inside. This part will be considered inside. So small r is less than capital R. This is the inside part of the earth. And anything above the surface of earth is outside. So you just have to understand these points, these reference points. Small r is equal to capital R means the surface. Small r reduced to 0 means the center. In between these means the inside part, and above these means the outside part. So if it is directly proportional within the depth, it means it is increasing and reaching a maximum value, which is 9.8 meter per second square. At the center of earth, from the center of earth, it is increasing and reaching a maximum value, which is 9.8 meter per second square. And then outside, the value is further decreasing as you go towards a greater height or an altitude. So you should not only remember the formula and not only this graph, but with this graph, in your own words, once you draw this graph, write it that the acceleration due to gravity increases from the center of earth to the surface, reaches a maximum value, which is 9.8 meter per second square, and then starts decreasing. Please write it. And if you want, I can write it. I will repeat it, but write it, because last year also it came, not last year, but in many of the school test papers, I have seen this question coming to explain subjectively about the variation of acceleration due to gravity. So it's better if you mention it. Okay, write down this and please explain that part. Then one point is left, rotation. I'll discuss that. So this topic will be over. One more thing with Ali, Abir and Alina. Are you class available tomorrow after this class that we'll have?
Yes, ma'am.
What about you both, Ali and Abir? Because you all are not giving me a time. So ultimately we are left after 10:30. 10:30 matlab yahan ka 10:30. India's IST, 10:30 p.m. Yes, Ali.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, okay. Then I think let's have 1 hour class because you all will already be tired with tomorrow's normal regular class. So I think 1 hour is sufficient, though I wanted 1.5 hour class, but it will be very lengthy for you. It will be 3 hours for you then. Let's have 1 hour class. I'll give you a break 5 minutes after this regular class. 5 minutes, I think, are sufficient for 1 hour to sustain yourself. Okay, just write down this.
Ma'am,
Yes, Zainab, say.
on the center part it is R or G?
Center part, it is 0, Zainab.
No, ma'am, before 0 it is G or R.
This is R.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, see that sentence is that acceleration due to gravity increases. See, look at the graph. It increases from the center to the surface. And at the surface, you know, what is it? It reaches the maximum value, which value you already know, 9.8 or 10. And then it starts decreasing. So the statement is that the acceleration due to gravity increases from the center of Earth, reaches a maximum value at the surface, which is 9.8 meter per second square, and then gradually decreases. Completed?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see the last part variation. 3 variations only you have, though other things are also present that influence it, but these are only present in your syllabus. Rotation of Earth. Rotation of Earth means if the Earth is spinning faster, will it affect the acceleration due to gravity? Or if it is spinning slower, will it affect? So everything is based upon, see, equator you already know, the imaginary line which divides the Earth into the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Now the Earth is rotating with an angular velocity omega. Okay. So this is representing the pole. These two are the poles. This is the equator. So what we are going to do, we are just taking a random angle. Angle is lambda. Now we usually take theta for the representation of angle, but in the books by authors and by convention, lambda has been used. So we are also going to use lambda in your NCERT. Also, lambda is provided. So it's better if you also take lambda for the angle. Though I know we usually take theta or phi or alpha for the angle, but here we are going to use lambda. So do not think it as a wavelength, because for wavelength, this is the symbol lambda. This is a Greek letter. So if you see it in the rotation part, it is the angle. Now, one more thing here, class, towards the center along the radius of Earth, which force acts?
Centripetal force. Centripetal force.
Correct. Shaima, Abir, and Zainab. Centripetal force acts. Yes, Sabiha, you there in the class? Sabiha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and this is the radius of the Earth. Okay, radius of the Earth is present. Sabiha, please open the camera. Now G dash, no derivation. The best part about the rotation is that it has no derivation. Straight away learn the formula, memorize it. Okay, this derivation is not included in your syllabus of class 11th. Okay, so G dash is G minus R omega square cos square lambda. Again, I'm repeating this thing that lambda is the angle. Okay, lambda is the angle. Please class, I'm repeating this, that lambda is the angle here, not the wavelength or a length or a meter or distance, something. So we, instead of saying this as the angle, a better term that we use is the latitude. So you have heard, I think, I hope that in your geography, latitudes and longitudes, and then they are present and crossing each other, and those angles are there through which we focus on that lesson also. That I think you all are good with that. So this is latitude, or even if you're not good with that by now, you have to remember it. Okay. R is the radius. This is the radius of Earth. G is the acceleration due to gravity at the surface. Omega is the angular velocity. I'm not writing that. G dash is the new acceleration due to gravity. But here's some other formula you have to remember. Yes, yes, Sabiha, what's the duration of one rotation of Earth? Please adjust the camera properly. Place the camera properly, Sabiha. First point. Because again, I'm saying this is not just to follow or set up any protocol or something. This is actually to make it interactive. Yes, yeah, Sabiha. Hmm? You said something, Sabiha, right now? What is the time of one rotation of Earth? One rotation completed by the Earth, what is that time? 24 hours. Correct. So why did you type it so slow, Sabiha? Ali Shaimawala, right? 24 hours. So what am I saying here is that angular velocity has a formula 2 pi by t, which also has one more formula here, 2 pi nu. But if you are talking about T, this formula, then you should know that the time period directly you're going to apply here is, I've written 2 hours, 24 hours. Okay, straight away time period is going to be 24 hours, because sometimes it can be there that it is not mentioned and the question seems incomplete. So this will be 24 hours. Very two simple modification, not even modifications. At the poles and at the equator, you have to remember it. Okay. At the poles, the latitude is 90 degree. So see, this is going to be 90 degree. So cos 90 is going to be
0.
0. This
0.
part is 0 means G dash is equal to G. Okay. If at the equator we are talking, this is going to be 0 degree, right? This is going to be 0 degree. So this entire term, this will be 1. This will be 1. So G dash will be G minus R omega squared. So where do you think G dash is maximum? At poles or equator? Answer in the chat column. Poles or equator, you think? All of you, 6 answers I should get. Sabiha, where? See your text. Ali? No opinion. Shaima, Sabiha, Zainab, Abir, Ali have answered. Alina. Sabiha and Alina. Poles, obviously, class, you have G and you're subtracting something. G is already 9.8. You're subtracting something, so it is less than 9.8. Here it is 9.8. So that is greater. So it's greatest at the poles. So you have to extract these things also and write it. So keep on writing all these things in the corner of your notebook somewhere. Okay. Write down, please. Okay, class, let's continue this tomorrow. And Abir, Ali, and Alina, you'll just have you have to stay back 1 hour tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, class. You can leave.